Good evening, Bahamas. This is NB12, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Here's what's making news tonight. NIB Director sent on leave. The FNM has chosen a new chairman, new ambulances on the way to New Providence, plus the Bahamas to open its first beach soccer stadium. Those stories and so much more on the way, and the Kia Devone NB12 starts right now. Thanks again for joining us here at NB12. Director of the National Insurance Board, Algernon Cargill, has been placed on administrative leave. An independent auditor is said to be investigating allegations made against him by the board. Cargill's attorney is now preparing to file legal documents in his defense. Vonnie Toot reports.
NB12 has obtained a copy of the letter sent to NIB Director Algernon Cargill on Wednesday. The letter, signed by Chairman Gregory Moss, informed him that he has been placed on administrative leave with immediate effect, pending the report of an independent forensic auditor. The firm Grant Thornton will reportedly conduct the audit, which was launched following serious allegations made against Cargill by NIB's board. Cargill's attorney, Alfred Sayers, says his client has instructed him to take legal action.
Mr. Moss suspended Mr. Cargill. We believe that this course of conduct is illegal, and we've been given very firm instructions to commence legal proceedings. Documents will be filed in a relatively short period of time.
All NIB managers were reportedly informed of this latest development on Wednesday. In the letter to Cargill, Moss said, "I know that you were invited to take extended vacation leave to facilitate the purpose of this audit, but you declined. At the completion of this audit, you will be given every opportunity to further present your case in accordance with natural justice." Days before the NIB director was placed on leave, Moss wrote a 22-page letter to Minister of Labor and National Insurance Shane Gibson, advising him that the board had voted to terminate Cargill and another NIB executive. Sayers says his client was never given a chance to defend himself against the allegations contained in that letter.
And there were a number of unfounded allegations contained in that letter. The letter was also found its way in the press, making these outrageous and unfounded allegations. Mr. Cargill has never been given an opportunity to be heard with respect to these scandalous allegations.
Cargill is said to be shocked by the manner in which this issue has unfolded.
Of course he was shocked. I don't think any Bahamian professional would have expected to have been treated in this way, and to have unfounded allegations in the public domain to be suspended without having been afforded. And then an independent investigation is going to be done after all of the damage has already been done to this man's reputation. That is as much as I can say at this point, because the matter will be determined by our courts.
In the meantime, the chairman has advised Cargill that his access to NIB's premises and electronic files has been suspended. We understand that Cargill has been put on leave with pay. Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonnie Toot.
After the post was vacant for 3 months following the death of former Chairman Charles Maynard in August, the Free National Movement Council last night voted in Darren Cash as the new party chairman. He beat out former Minister of Labor Dion Foulkes by a significant margin. The party held elections at its Mackey Street headquarters. Cash says he feels privileged to have been given the support of the council and is excited to serve. The new chairman pledges to work every day with FNMs to assist and support the party leader in transforming the organization in preparation for the next general election. Foulkes says he's very disappointed in the result of last night's poll, but will support the person selected by the party's council. Former Parliamentary Secretary Brensel Roll also beat former State Minister Fenton Nemore for the post of FNM Deputy Chairman. Last year, the Public Hospitals Authority launched an investigation into the condition of the ambulance fleet on New Providence. Many of the vehicles were not working. The PHA has decided to replace the old fleet. Christina McNeil has more in this report.
With more than 17,000 emergency calls on New Providence alone per year, PHA Managing Director Herbert Brown says the ambulances on New Providence experience a lot of wear and tear, putting additional strain on the emergency medical services. But he says that could soon change with the commissioning of 5 new ambulances next week. Those ambulances come at a price tag of $600,000, but after paying duty, Brown says the ambulances will cost over $1 million in total, a cost he says is worth it to provide quality emergency services.
The ambulances that we were ordering, 5 of them, would be in the Bahamas this month. They are in the Bahamas, and we expect they are state of the art. We expect to commission those vehicles on Monday. 4 of the vehicles will remain in New Providence, and 1 will be dispatched to Grand Bahama next week. And so I think you would see some of the finest vehicles that you could find anywhere in the developed world on the streets in a matter of days.
There are currently between 12 and 13 ambulances in operation. Brown says that number should increase to 17 once the new ambulances are put into rotation. He says the older models will eventually be phased out and used for parts. Brown says he hopes the new fleet will allow the PHA to increase the number of teams on each shift on New Providence and Grand Bahama.
In Grand Bahama, we want to be in a position to deploy ambulance in 8 Mile Rocks and in West End, so that the residents in those particular area can have a greater degree of access, and we can respond more quickly to their needs. And also in Grand Bahama, as the population grows, we are going to have to increase the number of vehicles, so the strain on the vehicles will be greater.
Currently, Brown says emergency services on Grand Bahama receive about 7,000 calls per year. That number is expected to grow as more people move to Grand Bahama. Brown admits there have been challenges with the aging fleet, but there are plans to purchase 21 additional vehicles soon.
What it will also allow us to do in the first instance now is to be able to better maintain our vehicles, because of the fleet that we've had. They were very old, and we had to keep them on the streets all the time. We were not able to provide the kind of maintenance that was necessary. With the 4 new vehicles coming on stream now, it will allow us to now give a greater attention to the maintenance of our vehicle.
The PHA aims to replace ambulances every 3 years to keep them in top shape. Reporting for NB12, I'm Christina McNeil.
And in other news, 32 migrants, including 3 children, were transported to New Providence last night after being apprehended in Eleuthera. According to the Immigration Department, the 24 males and 8 females were apprehended in North and South Palmetto Point on Thursday. Some of the migrants are Haitians. The department says members of the group either overstayed in the Bahamas or landed illegally.